Hey there kids, it's your good buddy Uncle Ben Eller, and I'm here with the brand new Paul Reed Smith Archon 50 Mark II, the perfect amp for people who like things that are nice. Whenever I found out that the newly redesigned Archon 50 was hitting the shelves, I was really excited to try it out because the Archon has long been PRS's flagship amp of brutality. And I do enjoy myself the heavy stuff, so I was looking forward to hearing the high gain sounds that the amp had to offer, but I was also curious to see if it could do more than just sheer sonic brutality, because over on my YouTube channel and in the gigs and stuff that I play in real life, I end up doing all kinds of different stuff. Everything from rock to blues to jazz to blaz, country, yacht rock, funk, everything. So I tend to kind of stay away from amps that just do, you know, the one-trick pony, brutal only kind of sound. And as soon as I got the amp, it was really easy to dial in a nice, saturated, tight, high-gain sound. But then I started messing around with the EQ and the two channels and stuff and finding that this amp is capable of a lot more than just the heavy stuff. Let's start off here by talking about some of the clean tones that the amp has to offer, because the clean channel on this is seriously amazing, and it's not just, you know, good for a metal amp. It's a legit fantastic clean channel. And like all the best amps out there, it doesn't take a lot of work to get there. Just plug the guitar into the clean channel, put all the EQs at noon, and you're pretty good to go for a nice, chimey, rich, clean tone. But in my world, it's not enough just to have a nice, crystal clear, clean tone on an amp. It's also got to be able to take pedals well. That way we can push the amp into that elusive, kind of mid-gain territory that lives in between your clean and distorted sounds. I've got my Hollowbody here plugged into a clone of a well-known, obsessively clean overdrive pedal into the clean channel of the Archon 50. Should be exactly what we need for those in-between sounds. But of course, the main attraction of the amp is that high gain lead channel. It seems like a lot of modern high gain amps are doing this like ultra compressed, ultra tight kind of thing all the time, which can be really cool, but it also severely limits the range of things you can do with that gain. But thankfully on the lead channel, there's independent controls for the gain and the master volume. That way you can kind of balance out how much of that preamp distortion you want versus power amp saturation on the back end. For example, you can run the gain lower and the master volume higher for a more spongy, old school sound. The structure of the gain on the amp is really interesting because it doesn't sound like a British EL34 kind of amp, but it also doesn't really remind me of any American 6L6 designs. If anything, it reminds me more of the kind of tones I'm used to hearing out of those super high-end boutique European amps. The first thing that it reminded me of whenever I plugged it up is the tone from one of my favorite guitar players' otherworldly solo albums from back in the day. And of course, if you want to get the meanest, tightest tones out of the amp, there is plenty of gain on tap, which of course, just like any other amp, results in more feedback and hum and stuff like that. Fortunately, the amp has a great effects loop built into it, so you can slip your favorite noise gate in there and get super tight tones. This is with the gain set really high. It's at about 3 o'clock right now. Still not really that noisy, honestly. But we can turn on a noise gate to get an extremely tight sound in no time. Toit like a toiga. The amp has more than enough gain to take care of anything you throw at it, but I think one of the most important features of any high gain amp is its ability to take a boost pedal out front. A boost pedal can take a good amp from sounding nice and tight to sounding like a surgical killing machine in no time, but some amps don't really take boosts all that well. Which is a shame because finding the right boost pedal for your tonal needs is a really great opportunity for you to start creating your own sound rather than just sounding like every other guitar player that plugs straight into the amp. Fortunately for us, it takes pedals like a champ. Check this out. And of course, with all the gain that the amp has, as well as the flexible EQ, it's a cinch to conjure up some really epic, soaring lead tones. So there you go, guys, the Paul Reed Smith Archon 50 Mark II, a valuable piece of my tone-shaping arsenal in the studio and on the stage.